Hey there, I'm Kevin Downey, and I run a boutique agency called Kevin M. Downey, where we help B2B companies with their sales and marketing efforts. You can visit our website at kevinmdowney.com. All right, continuing my series 16 rules for B2B sales, marketing, and business development. Rule number 3, this is a big one, an overriding theme in what I do or what we do as an agency with companies, and that is drive leads first. So in business to business in 2023, when we talk about sales team structure, sales team building, in the old days, right, we used to hire sales reps to go out and get more customers, to go out and get more sales. In 2023, we don't want to work from that model. We have to do marketing and advertising first to drive inbound leads. Then we scale the process or the people to move those leads to salespeople. And then finally, once we have those salespeople's schedules filled, now we add more salespeople, right? So in most B2B organizations that are a small business, I want to do marketing and advertising to drive inbound leads. I want an SDR to help move those leads to sales, which typically in a small organization is going to be the first sales rep is going to be one of the principals in the organization. And that principal is going to handle the initial sales calls to really help refine their sales process and their presentation, right? But also because most owners are typically the single best salesperson in their company's history, or certainly one of them, right? So I want to see a principal then do those sales calls. Now I don't want to add salespeople until I have the requisite appointments or books calls to justify adding a salesperson, right? So once my principal schedule is filled, I add a sales rep. Now that sales rep, their schedule gets filled because I got enough leads coming in and I'm moving enough to scheduled calls. Now I add another salesperson. That is how you build sales team structure, overall process, and business development in 2023. If we go back into the old days, right, we might hire salespeople to go out and get more customers. It's boots on the ground. You go knock on doors. You do the business development, the lead generation, right, the whole thing. Then we maybe got into a phase, and some companies still do, telemarketing, old school, bang the phone, get on the phone, develop leads, right? Move people from leads to sales. The reality is that US sales reps are going to be too expensive in this day and age for that process to work, and also because it's so hard to get a hold of people anymore, right? We've got so many more people working remotely that aren't on site. We have so many that are not available by phone or don't make themselves available by phone. So it is very, very difficult to get ROI out of a sales representative who has to do their own lead generation, right? So we want to work from the other direction now, drive leads first. Now, is there an exception to this rule? Yes, of course there is. Work with companies maybe that have, if you can invest 12 months of the income of a sales rep into that sales rep, and at that point you're breaking even, let's say all things being equal when we look at sales and revenue models, if you can invest 12 months to build a sales team and to build a sales rep, getting to that point to where you're breaking even on them, perfectly fine, right? We have plenty of clients that can do that, or they have territorial sales teams with a very limited prospect audience to go after, and they're using the phone and boots on the ground and in-person visits to build their sales territory and build their customer base and overall sales. But the reality is, in most companies, especially in small business, that is not a viable option. So we want to work from the other direction. Generate leads first, build the process to move those leads to sales, and then you don't add salespeople until the schedule is filled on that first sales rep. Okay? So remember, rule number 3, drive leads first.